You stepped in during COVID. Are you going to step in during the next months, years of rising energy prices and help people with their bills?
Yeah, of course I am, and people can judge me by my actions. Over the past 2 years, where we've been able to make a difference, I've tried to do that. And I've always been honest with people. Government can't solve every problem. I wish I could, but I can't, especially when you're dealing with global inflationary forces that are at play. But you saw that on energy prices already. £9 billion of support. It means 4 out of 5 households in England are going to receive £150 in direct cash support in April as the energy bills go up, and more support on its way in October as well. So
but
we are
taking action. But there is only a small amount given how high the prices are going to rise. You have said that you don't want
to... It's about half of the increase in the bill in April, which is going up considerably, and that's why we acted.
And that could go up even more in October.
No, we don't know, and I don't want people to be scared. What we have is a price cap that will protect people all the way through to the autumn. We've acted now to help them with the increase that's coming in April. The situation is obviously very volatile in
You have
Ukraine.
A good sense already, though. You've got the figures, don't you?
You
have a good sense.
The way it works is the prices are monitored from the end of from February all the way through to the autumn, and then that sets the price cap in the autumn onwards. So we don't know. We're only a month or so into that period, so it's too early to speculate on what it might be.
But the signs aren't good. How many people do you think will be in fuel poverty because of rising energy bills?
Well, that's why we've acted, to make a difference to those. And the way that we've done it, in contrast to some of the other suggestions, I know you had Rachel Reeves on earlier, we acted to do things in a slightly more targeted way. So by providing £150 to people immediately in April, that obviously matters more to those on lower incomes with smaller fuel bills than it does to people on higher incomes. And that's a deliberate policy approach to make sure that we get targeted support to those on lower incomes. We also have a range of other schemes to help people in fuel poverty. For example, one of the things we do every year is invest about £1 billion to upgrade the energy efficiency of people who are in fuel poverty's homes. That saves them around £300 a year on their energy bill, and that's a long-term solution to this problem.
But that's now, and what I wanted to know is how many people you think could fall into fuel poverty because of all this. There are about 3 million, or there were in 2020. How much is that going to rise?
Well, I think
you must be looking at those figures.
Well, yeah, and the actions we've taken, I think, will make a big difference.
But how many people do you think? Are we talking about millions more? And Martin Lewis said it could be 8-10 million people could be in fuel poverty.
Well, I don't know if he presented any analysis to show that.
But you must be doing that analysis.
And the analysis we've done will show that the impact of the policies we've put in place will disproportionately help those on lower incomes. To give you another thing,
so your actions are going to stop more people falling into fuel poverty? Is that what you're saying?
I think the actions of this government and previous Conservative governments over the last 10 years have meant that there are fewer people living in poverty today, over 1 million people fewer living in poverty today.
So you're not expecting a rise in people, you're not expecting a number of people in fuel poverty to rise?
Well, I think the things that we're putting in place will make a difference. And it's not just on the energy side where we're helping with bills. We are raising the national living wage by 6.6% in April. That's an extra £1,000 for someone on low income. We cut the universal credit taper rate. That's a tax rate on those in the lowest earnings. That, again, for a single mother, that's going to be worth about £1,200.
That's not a tax cut, though, is it?
It's a tax cut in the universal credit
system. Your own documents say it's not a tax cut.
No. I mean, well, that single mother that I talked about working full-time on the national living wage is going to be £1,200 better off a year as a result of that. You can call it what you want. That's a measure that is going to help someone considerably to help make sure that they don't end up in poverty, and actually that they have the cash they need to get through what is without doubt going to be a challenging period.